her call again, and then she just added another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson who's possibly with the daughter. Step out with this.
2412.
Veteran crisis hotline's calling in, so they have a female veteran's off her medication. She's at work to safe haven. Attacking 12, take a check that one out.
6 Rumble, 2 point start, take a shot.
Office still stands for time? No. Offender in custody? Temporarily. If anyone else close might just give us out, let me know.
33, supervisor on the application report with an arrest attached.
A little past the saxophone, but I'm still here. Just a little past the saxophone. just a little past. Just a little past the saxophone. What's up? It's just gonna be a short one tonight. We're gonna do a couple hours, hang out, chit chat about what we were chit chatting about earlier. Enjoy the breeze, the nature, the beautiful weather, and get some rest tonight because we got a long day tomorrow. So, good evening. And let me go ahead and let me see. We'll just say what's up to everybody real quick. And we'll just chit chat. I wanted to watch something too. A couple things I wanted to get into, just some short clips of some stuff. What a conversation today. Meetings, conversations, the show, the drive. What a day, and thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you if you hung out earlier too. It always helps these really long drives go really quick, and it means everything to me. It really does, because it could literally feel like 14, 15 hours or longer, but y'all make it feel like 1 or 2 hours. And it really does help because it helps the mental there. So I appreciate it. That's why we're here tonight. Ticket 4, Detective Golden. What's up, Caddy? Norma. Bev, ticket 5, Kitty 7. Lucky 7. Good evening. What's up, Cherry? Number 8 for me. Go hit that like. Thank you, Cherry. What's up, Titanium? Can you hear the cicadas? It's beautiful out. Titanium I am, ticket 10. Criminal Med, ticket 11. Got the notification out tomorrow for the protest, so come join us if you're able to. I know it's a conflicting time for others, and I totally understand that. Totally understand that. Grace Green, ticket 10. Yes, I am. We are going to be on location tomorrow for the protest. And on location for the other protests coming up, too. At number 9. 13, I think. Right after me. Yeah, I know. It's so. Hey, if you get the same number, you're connected at the soul for the evening, you know? Carry 14. That's what I always tell you. You know YouTube. YouTube's always buggy. You know YouTube. Shiny Star. What's up, Dre? Katrina, ticket 18. Thank you. Fine print with what? No, I don't know what that means. Oh, I got you, Carrie. Very interesting. At first, I didn't understand. Now I do. I'm a little loopy tonight. I'm tired. Don't understand. I don't know. I mean, we've covered other cases here in South Carolina, and the medical examiner wasn't always on the up and up. Just saying, just Robin. I'm just saying. What's up, hide and seek, Grace Green? I'm just saying. What's up, hanging with Heather? Hanging with Heather. Mentioning the buckle on the bag. We're going to be looking at some of the security footage tonight, too. Thank you, Gray. Appreciate that. I can't believe shout out to LE for catching Rachel Morin's, the suspect. And honestly, this is, I finally saw the picture, okay? When I got here, I looked at the picture real close and I was like, I don't know how people thought. I'm sorry. The dude looks different than the drawing to me. The guy that got caught has like a skinny face, and the dude on the drawing has a wide face. I don't know. I don't see the resemblance. I just don't. I just don't. I know some people said it was a spitting image. I don't know. To me, it looked like a different person, but shout out because they still got him, you know? That's all that matters. What's up, Fuzzball? That's all that matters. What's up, Yoli? Bridget? I was a little late, just a little late. And I had to bump it back too. It's like, oof. Aw. It's all about the awareness, you know? Happy to see you too. It's all about the awareness. That's why we're going to these protests because, hey, we're there to support, bring awareness. Something don't seem right. Something don't seem right, you know? None of it. We've done gone through it. You know? Oh, yeah. I need to look at the, now that I'm not, because I couldn't watch the video when I was driving, but now that I'm home, I want to look at that video. I'm going to figure that out. We're going to have a part 3 of that map soon. What's up, Jessica? What's up, Nana? We're gonna have to have a part 3 soon. What's up, Rita? I hear frogs in my backyard. What's up, Bia? Isn't it so cool though? Nova Scotia. What's up, Bridget? Nova Scotia. What's up, Carol? Now I want to this whole invoice thing. I want to go more into it because I was bringing up the question like, why is there a due date in the same date? The same date. Excuse me. The due date is the same date as the day that she passed. And we all know JP notified the family, and you know, this is what happens when you make somebody divorce somebody they love and you tell them they don't need medicine. All of a sudden, because he also told us in a video recently here, just put it out, that he told the family they could pick out whatever jewelry they wanted, but that since he was paying for it, it had to be cheap. So to me, I'm looking at that invoice and I'm like, damn, that's a lot of jewelry. Because it said custom. You saw how much you saw all the custom, and you're telling me all of that custom jewelry was approved at the same time that you supposedly notified him. Something just it and come on, no, something's just been fishy about the whole thing. Period. Thank you so much, Dawn. I appreciate the kind words. I'm just trying to do what I can. Yes, Penny. That's what's been going around. What's up, Wildflower, Barbara? That's what's been going around. I park right across the street. Just around it. You can really park anywhere, really. I just wouldn't park, you know, where the church is at, because, you know, who knows? You know what I mean? I would just park on the other side of the street. And don't, and when you're over there, this is important for any of the protesters that go out there. You got to make sure you stay on the sidewalk. You can get on the grass. You can get on the grass. You got to make sure you stay on the sidewalk. Make sure you don't get on the street. Because oh, shit. All right. Everything is kosher. Everything is kosher as long as you don't get on the street. if you're going to cross the street, because there was some people, for, a few weeks ago, got into the street. Totally understand it. Police have been cool. Police have been totally cool. Um, they even said, "Hey, just please stay off the street. We don't want anybody to get hurt." Hey, we totally, you know what I mean? They've been totally cool. Police have been totally cool. Um, but just cross, where the crossing lines are at in the street. You can go on the sidewalk. You can walk on the sidewalk. You just can't go past the sidewalk. You can't go into the grass. Um, but they've been totally cool. They've been totally cool about it. What's up, Teresa? What's up, Teresa? And please hit the like if you have not yet. It is the free way to help. What's up, Moonlight? Ticket 48. Oh, and a 48. You're connected at the Soul tonight. Anyone else here from Nova Scotia? Ain't none of it right, is it? Ain't none of it. 37. What's up, Sonia? They won't let you. I actually, you can go to my shows. You can go to my shows before I came out here. I wasn't shy about it either. I had plans to go to some services. But they won't allow you. You need to know somebody that can vouch for you before you can attend. So I don't know. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Update on jewelry receipt. The payment was on 5/3. How come it didn't have a paid stamp on it, right? There is no time. There is no time. What they've been doing during these protests, what they've been doing is they've been starting it at different times, trying to throw off the protest. So really, 8:30, 8:30. I mean, but you never know, because last time, wait, 3 weeks ago, it didn't even start until 10. They didn't start that one until 10. So really, it's whenever. 8:30 probably I would say is a good time, but then again, you could show up at 8:30 and next thing you know, everybody's already going in there. So who knows? Or you could show up at 8:30 and wait 2 hours. There is no. They've just been changing it. What's up, Shiny Star? That's cool, Grace. Yeah, I was gonna go. I wanted to go. I wanted to go. I wanted to check it out. I wanted to see what it was about. And when I found out that you had to be vouched, I was like, damn, I was really wanting to go. I wasn't even shy about it. I said it on my shows before I even came down there. I was like, I want to go. I want to check it out. So, I don't know. Nothing I can do. I don't know anybody that goes there. So, how am I supposed to even, how am I even. Oh, that's cool. Let's see here. Yeah, but it doesn't have that stamp on. I'll show you guys. You guys have seen the real invoice, right? You've seen the real invoice. Like the real invoice has a paid stamp, signed, sealed, delivered. Where's it at? You did all of that in one day? The jewelry list. Come on. You're telling me all custom. It doesn't make sense. They won't let me go. I can't go. I wanted to go. I was excited to go. I wanted to go. I was excited to go. And then I found that out and I was like, well, shoot, that sucks. And that was right when I showed up. Right when I showed up. Right when I showed up, I said I wanted to go. You can't go. You got somebody that goes there has, you have to know somebody and they have to vouch for you before you can even come in. I was like, dang. I wanted to check it out. Cuz like I mean, I get it, the stuff going on, right? I get it. But dang, I wanted to go. I mean, it's a nice setup. It's got the nice like wood background and the blues and the oranges and it's the pillar, like the little things that they got up there to hold the roof up. You know, it's like dang. I like the blue and the orange. I mean, look at, you know what I mean? Like, look at my background here, right? It's kind of the same in a way, really. The, the bright colors and one side this color, the other side that color. I don't know. All right. Let's share this here real quick. And let's get that out there. There you go. Let me switch this. There you go. So you can scan each one and make sure the Venmo 2632, that's the code. Damn, it's getting dark in here now. I'm going to have to get my regular glasses. Hold on. All right, there we go. So, there's some cat eyeballing me. What's up, cat? Weird. All right, 2632. That's the code. Make sure you keep that too, because you're going to need it when you do the Venmo. For the family, the GoFundMe, scan to donate. When I go tomorrow, I'm going to ask if I can get another one. See if I can get another one. And we can get one of those sent out to you too for support in here. All right, so I want to check out a couple videos here real quick. All right, we're going to watch, let me see, a couple like interview videos, pastor's wife mystery, former friend skeptical. John Paul Miller's former associate says he's not the man I thought he was. There's another Robbie Harvey video. And also, everybody's talking about the FBI. Some people think they're not even involved. They've been involved for a while now, over a month. So I wanted to play that video too. And then we're going to get into, I want to say shout out to Grizzly True Crime. She's got the great video. We checked it out earlier when we were doing our On the Road show. And she's got a really good video that covers like all the different things. So we're going to be checking that out at the end just to kind of like check out a lot of the surveillance and stuff. And she does such a great job. And shout out to her. She's amazing. I love her. Grizzly True Crime. Let me see here. So we're going to check this one out. This is the former friends that are skeptical. Now, this is all from a while back. This one's a month ago. The former associates, like 2 weeks ago. They're at different time periods. I mean, hell, the FBI one's like a month something ago. But I want to share these real quick. And then there's a Robbie Harvey video about the call I would like to check out too. So here's this one first.
Very well. Ken and Alicia Young were members of the Solid Rock Church, and they often socialized with Micah and with John Paul. Thank you to both of you for doing this. If I can, Ken, let me start with you. You were a worship leader at this church. You were there 2019 to 2020. You socialized with this couple, Micah and John Paul. You went to movies. Can you describe for me what their relationship was like?
First of all, thank you for having us on. But, it's kind of a loaded question. When we first met them, I saw what, on the surface, it seemed to be a happy relationship. There were just some things that I saw. So I got to know them more in ways that he would speak to her at times. And
we'll drop the link when we get to play the episode, Fuzzball. We usually drop them when we actually go to play them.
Was just kind of red flags. I can't say it was one particular incident. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it was just kind of a consistent way that he treated her. And honestly, in some ways, he kind of treated a lot of women that way from what I saw.
So I want to ask you something. I know that you have mentioned before.
He kind of remember the stories here, all these different stories. Hell, when I was at the protest, the first one that we went to, remember? I mean, hell, we could even go back to it. If you go to the first protest, you can hear one of the protesters that's standing in front of me is talking about what JP did to her and her husband's marriage. They're all the same story. I'm going to play this again.
With Micah and with John Paul. Thank you to both of you for doing this. If I can, Ken, let me start with you. You were a worship leader at this church. You were there 2019 to 2020. You socialized with this couple, Micah and John Paul. You went to movies. Can you describe for me what their relationship was like?
First of all, thank you for having us on. But, it's kind of a loaded question. When we first met them, I saw what, on the surface, it seemed to be a happy relationship. There were just some things that I saw. So I got to know them more in ways that he would speak to her at times, and was just kind of red flags. I can't say it was one particular incident. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it was just kind of a consistent way that he treated her. And honestly, in some ways, he kind of treated a lot of women that way from what I saw.
So I want to ask you something. I know that you have mentioned before that one of the things that you really disliked about this church and the leadership of this church in particular was that there was, quote, immorality, hypocrisy among the leadership. With that in mind, it's a little astounding to learn that he met her when she was 14 as a member of the youth group, like the youth program there, and he was married with, I think, 5 kids. So was there did he have an affair with Micah and leave his wife and children to be with her? And if that's the case, how old was she when he did that?
So I remember a specific conversation that I'd had with him when that was brought up, and it was because I'd heard about that. Like there were rumors, going around that their relationship even started in infidelity and things like that. And in my conversation with him, he did basically confirm that. He did not get into her age. What he said to me point blank was that she was in my youth group. We became friends. Over time, it became kind of something more. And that was probably the gist of it as far as.
What? Whoa. Okay, maybe I'm not understanding this right, okay? Maybe I'm not understanding this right. I know that there's been talk about him and underage, right? But I didn't know that there was rumors going around church that shit was happening. What? And then they found out? Can we please be respectful of Micah and her family? We're talking about Micah Miller tonight, okay? My Lord, be respectful of the victim and the family. Rude. The church rumors started to circle, and then they found out about it. Hold on a minute. Because I know about when JP and Micah got caught fooling around, and then they got married right after that. But this whole youth pastor, and there was rumors, and then it was confirmed. What? And he even told him? This is crazy. Hold on.
I know that you have mentioned before that one of the things that you really disliked about this church and the leadership of this church in particular was that there was, quote, immorality, hypocrisy among the leadership. With that in mind, it's a little astounding to learn that he met her when she was 14 as a member of the youth group, like the youth program there, and he was married with, I think, 5 kids. So was there did he have an affair with Micah and leave his wife and children to be with her? And if that's the case, how old was she when he did that?
Okay, so so she asked the question, did he leave his wife for Micah? Of course, that's right. They were both, Micah was of age. What's the shit about the youth pastor and
So I remember a specific conversation that I'd had with him when that was brought up, and it was because I'd heard about that. Like there were rumors, going around that their relationship even started in infidelity and things like that. And in my
okay, rumors that the relationship started with infidelity, which is correct. They got caught and then they left each other's and then got together. That is correct.
In my conversation with him, he did basically confirm that. He did not get into her age. What he said to me point blank was that she was in my youth group. We became friends. Over time, it became kind of something more. And that was probably the gist of it as far as I can remember now. I mean, it's been years ago, but it was a little concerning. And there were other members of the church.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there were other members.
That's very concerning, right?
Oh, very, yes. And there were other members of the church, though, that when I asked about it, that it was just kind of, it's something that kind of just everybody knew and accepted. And
let me ask you this, because you might give it a pass once, and maybe not. I mean, I wouldn't, but okay, some people might. They might get over it. But as I understand it, he's married, he has children, he meets a 14-year-old, eventually gets married to that older 14-year-old in her early 20s. And I don't know, Alicia, if you can add to this, but he then allegedly begins another affair with a church member who has a husband who uses a wheelchair, who mysteriously ended up dead and drowned in a pool. Is that accurate?
Yes.
That's what we've been told by people who have reached out. We've spoken to former church members. We've spoken to current church members, and people, and also family. It's kind of common knowledge, and that's kind of why it's the head scratcher. And because it's like, if it's common knowledge, why hasn't something been said? But basically, what we've been told by people, Ashley, is that that he groomed her from a young age, and married her when he was able to, and but I will say that when I met them, on the surface, at least at that point in time, it seemed like a fairly healthy marriage. She didn't seem like.
Can I ask? Can I ask this, Alicia? I guess that the essential question here, Alicia, is: do you believe that it is at all possible that your friend Micah took her own life, or do you suspect that her pastor estranged husband is at fault here?
I absolutely do not believe that she took her own life, because she was energetic and her faith in God was unwavering. And she was always quick to encourage somebody else, including myself. We went to lunches together. We worked out together. Just the things that I do know about John Paul. I truly do not believe that she took her own life. I do not.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
I don't remember seeing that one. I don't remember seeing that one. What's up, John? Here's the link if you want the video. I don't remember seeing that one. What's up, Lola? SOC. I don't remember seeing that one. That one was That's interesting. John, what's his name? Ken Young. I'm gonna have to see if I can reach out to him. I'm sure it's like you could tell that they have more to say. You can tell. And unfortunately, News Nation, they just want you for a couple clips. I'd like to like sit down and have a like actual conversation. Oh no. All right. We're going to get into this next one. This is the former associate. Says that he's not the man he thought he was.
At 11 more tonight from our exclusive interview with Bernard Kinnerson, a former pastor at Solid Rock Church.
In a wide-ranging conversation, Kinnerson talks for the first time publicly about the days following Micah Miller's death, discovering John Paul Miller's documented abuse of Micah, and the future of the church as he sees it.
I got a phone call at 11:13 on Saturday night that Micah had passed. I remember one of the first things I said was, "This is bad. This is bad, really bad."
Former Solid Rock pastor Bernard Kinnerson says John Paul Miller wasn't expected to preach the morning after his wife, Micah Miller, died by suicide. Instead, a church assistant told Kinnerson to write a message to be read to the congregation.
And then it was about 7 minutes later, I got a text that said, "Well, he's going to go ahead and preach in the morning, but I should go ahead and have a message ready."
In the days after Micah's death, disturbing details came out about John Paul's documented abuse of her, including putting GPS trackers on her car, slashing her tires, and posting an explicit photo of her online. A week after Micah's death, Kinnerson made the hard decision to leave Solid Rock.
I mean, we were led to believe that all of this was coming from Micah and her mental illness, and not being on her meds, that she'd been on this long psychotic, episode. And it was just a big eye opener to me that he wasn't the man that I thought he was. I have been physically sick and emotionally sick. I've lost like 12 pounds in the last few weeks. It's going to be hard for me to get involved with another church after this experience. Now it's my wife and I. We're on
wow
right now, and just taking some.
Did he say it's going to be hard for him to get into another church? What?
Sick. I've lost like 12 pounds in the last few weeks. It's going to be hard for me to get involved with another church after this experience. Now it's my wife and I. We're on sabbatical.
Whoa, this is a former frickin' pastor. A former pastor is saying, yo, what's in my text message? I'm waiting for you to respond to my other message, man. Because I sent you a message and I never got a response. Because we have to talk about that first. So hit me up. Let me know. We got to talk about that first. This guy right here. His face looks familiar. His face looks familiar. Why does his face look familiar? Why does his face look familiar? Why does his face look familiar? Somebody help me out. I'm loopy brain right now from the drive and no sleep here. Why does his face look familiar? Who? Is that what it is? Is that what it is, Titanium? Is he on the poster board for one of the protesters? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Did I take some photos? Hold on. Oh, shit. I don't have my frickin'... Oh, I'll have to go get it. I forgot to hook up my, my storage. All right. Hold on. Is this him? Yeah. Right, Tracy. What's up, Tracy? Okay. Gosh, this guy's face looks familiar. Is he one of the dudes on the... Remember the protest? Damn, I want to go back. I want to go to my protest footage, but I don't know. Shit, I got to get my storage. What is the storage brick thing and plug it into my computer? It's got all my footage on it. Let me finish this. Let me finish this real quick.
Right now, and just, you know, taking some time to heal and recover from this, because I'm reeling from this.
Kinnerson says he was never involved in church finances. For much of his time there, he worked for free or on a small stipend, a point that wasn't lost on him when the church bought a $429,000 Cirrus SR-22 private plane, much like the one pictured here.
And that was really like hurtful to me, because like, oh, we can do this deal that's going to be done about this plane, but I can't get, you know, paid as a pastor. The plane was going to serve the purpose of him going around and talking at different churches.
I think that's what they really intended.
At this point, I couldn't say.
Though Solid Rock's assets add up to just over $5.5 million, Kinnerson says membership is down drastically from a high of about 700 to now less than 50. He has doubts about the church's future, including a $1 million plan to build a new church and a tuition-based school.
You know, I don't see how it could move forward without, you know, changing the name, changing everything. I don't see how it can go forward. Business is as usual. You know, this isn't like would be portrayed. This isn't some attack from the enemy, attack from Satan, attack from just some people that, you know, got mad and left the church. You know, it's full on. I believe, I'll just say it, I believe it's the judgment of God coming down.
And you'll find all our coverage about the Millers and Solid.
The judgment of God coming down. Okay. Let me see here. I got it hooked up. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. So many videos here. Hold on. That's Lumber River. Yeah, it's gonna take too long. Let's see, what else? What about this? Will this show it? Nope. Dang it, it was at that first one. But the rest of these don't show. Okay, that one. I'm gonna find it. Okay. Ooh, I bet this has it. 10837. Okay, hold on. 10837. All right. One 10837. All right, hold on. Let's go here. Let me get rid of me. Let's go full screen. All right, let me check this out here.
What do we want?
Justice for Micah!
What do we want?
Justice for Micah!
What do we want?
Justice for Micah! Justice for Micah!
It's that poster board right there.
Justice for Micah! Justice for Micah! Justice for Micah! Justice for Micah! Justice for Micah!
I don't know. I'm not going to spend all night trying to find out. I don't know. That dude's fishy as hell anyway. All right, let me go to the next one. I'm not going to spend all night looking at it here. All right, so this is the video with the FBI assisting in it. Then we're going to go to John Paul Miller, the call. Then we're going to check out some of the surveillance footage. So here's the one about the FBI. Wait a second. Why is it not working?
Bernard Kennerson, a
What the heck? What's going on with this? Hold on a minute. Why is it not? Is it like you have to like... Oh, I see.
There's a new twist in the death of a South Carolina pastor's wife as the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office are now joining the investigation. 30-year-old Micah Miller died by an apparent suicide back in April. But after a local investigation was conducted, the feds will now be assisting in the probe. Here are some surveillance photos from Micah's last day alive. Take a look. She appears to purchase a firearm from a nearby pawn shop before police say she killed herself. Now, Pastor John Paul Miller released a statement via his attorney denouncing any wrongdoing, saying, quote, baseless claims should stop immediately. John Paul Miller has not been charged relating to this case. So we want to be very clear with that. Our question, though, this morning is, could this apparent suicide become a criminal case? I have three great guests on the program to talk about it with.
So this was aired, and I'll put this in there in case any of y'all have questions. It was aired May 15th.
Let me bring them in now. In the studio, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Noah Pines. Standing by remotely, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Franz Borchardt and entertainment reporter Kinsey Schofield. Great to see you all. This case is so heartbreaking and also somewhat mysterious. Noah, would you start us off on the conversation, please? Your thoughts on whether this could turn into a criminal matter?
Well, we've seen a couple of suicide cases where people have gotten charged, but typically those people encourage the other person to commit suicide. I think that was a case that was covered here on Court TV maybe last year or the year before. It was a girl with a young, I think it was a high school student.
Right.
But, without some sort of encouragement, just if he's a horrible husband and posted naked pictures of her online and, psychologically abused her, for them to then say, well, she killed herself because of that, would be very difficult, if not impossible, to do criminally. You'd need some sort of encouragement to even get there.
Sure, appreciate it, Noah. Franz Borchardt, to you next, please. What would you like to add to that, knowing this marriage was almost over? We know that Micah Miller had just served the pastor with divorce papers just days before this event. Your thoughts, please.
So to have a crime at a bare minimum, lowest standard in the criminal justice system, you have to have probable cause that more likely than not a crime occurred. And without evidence that a crime occurred, what we're left with is someone who sounded like she wanted to take her own life. And that nugget about the fact that her marriage was ending was certainly something that would give her a motive to do it. Tragic, unnecessary, horrible way to end a life when you take your own life. That being said, I am going to be open to hearing what theory a crime happened and whether or not there's sufficient evidence at the lowest bar, Julie, at the lowest bar, more likely than not, that probable cause exists. I'm open to hearing about it. I just haven't seen it yet.
Sure. And Franz, appreciate that point. As we know, John Paul Miller not charged here, completely innocent, cloaked in the presumption of innocence, no charges at all, and he may never face any charges. We just know this investigation has become broader. Now that the federal government is involved, it's a little bit different. Kinsey Schofield, this is where I want to bring you in, please. Do you think that the public outcry about this may have had something to do with the investigation continuing to grow larger and have more assistance?
Great question. I think it's the public outcry and Miller's family. They just recently released these text messages from JP at the top of the Daily Mail this morning, where Micah is seeking refuge at a friend's house and JP is sending text messages threatening those people, saying he's armed. The family really wants justice for their daughter, and they are speaking out through attorneys that say, we want to see her cellular telephone. We want to talk about the scratches on her body that we have photographs of. And they're really concerned because, Micah told her father she was buying that gun for self-defense. And Micah had a hair appointment in the next few days. And she was talking to friends about planning a life beyond this chaos.
Right, Kinsey. Yeah, it just seemed to come somewhat out of nowhere. It didn't, seem to make a whole lot of sense, which I think was why everybody had pause initially questioning, was it a suicide? And yet the evidence is pointing to that. And that's what the sheriff's investigation in Robeson County has determined at this point. Let's talk a little bit more about some of the moments before and after Micah's death. I've got a Facebook video posted by her prior to her death. And also we've got her husband, Pastor John Paul Miller's statement to his church after he learned of her passing. Let's watch.
I just wanted to give you a dare today. I dare you to do something either good for yourself or someone else, because the second greatest command, love your neighbor as yourself. And it makes the enemy so mad.
I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away. And it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina. And we're gonna have a funeral for her next Sunday here at 3 p.m. And so it's all I can. I'm just kind of going on adrenaline right now. So y'all pray for me and my kids and everybody. and she wasn't. Y'all knew that she wasn't well mentally, and that she needed her medicine that was hard to get to her. And so I'm sure there'll be more details to come, but just keep our family in your prayers.
Our next question. What do the Miller's words reveal? Back to our power panel. Kinsey Schofield, I'd love to start with you on this one, please. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think Micah was definitely struggling with something and was trying to communicate it through a lot of her social media posts. There's also video of her talking through how people can leave abusive situations. And I think one of the reasons people are so touched by this is because she seems so beautiful, full of life and positive. And, you know, it is just devastating because her husband stood on a pulpit and said such horrible things about her. Even in that video we saw, why are you talking about her mental health right now? Why are you in that position to do that? So I'm very frustrated by this case. I feel so horrible for this family.
Right. Preach, Kinsey. I love everything you said there. Preach. Franz Borghardt, to you next.
It's all gaslighting. Gaslighting at its best. You see each one of these videos we went into where Micah's father responded to the 5 JP videos. It's gaslighting, gaslighting, gaslighting. It's the same thing.
Next, your thoughts on what you took away watching those 2 clips from the Millers. And I think we've got you muted, Franz. You want to double check, make sure your mic's okay, let me go to Noah while you check on that. Go ahead, Noah.
I know exactly what Franz was going to say.
Yeah.
Franz was going to say that the pastor he's pretty narcissistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like Kinsey said, he's sitting there talking really about, I mean, his wife is passed and he's like, well, you know, she had mental health problems. I mean, it's just not the proper thing to say for anybody, especially somebody who's a pastor whose job, you know, is probably to talk people through grief. One of the things I can say about, I'm not a doctor, obviously. I've had 2 clients who have committed suicide. One before they were going to prison, and then one the day after I told him his case was being dismissed.
No kidding.
And, you know, from
After
talking,
a dismissal.
Correct. And from talking to other people about clients, you know, when people who do commit suicide, you can never figure out what's going on in their head. It's not the best day of their life or the worst day of their life. There's no, set test. And I'm sure if you had a, mental health professional, they would tell you the same thing. It's just almost impossible to figure out what's causing somebody to do that.
That's a great point. Right, because, if we were able to pick up on the signs, it would never happen, right? It's something that, it's done very covertly. And anybody who's lost a loved one to suicide knows just how painful it is because you beat yourself up thinking, should I have recognized this or that? Or what if I said this differently? And mental health professionals will tell you, the person was going to do what they were going to do, regardless of what you. Right. And Franz, I think we've got your mic all squared away. Final thoughts. Take us home, if you would kindly.
So this pastor is not doing anything to help himself. Even if he were innocent as the day is long, his statements before this incident just it doesn't help. Right? It's not what we want from pastors. The other takeaway is this, and I think it's been alluded to and said. People don't wear their mental health issues in a visible way always. Sometimes people who seem beautiful, sweet, like they have the entire world together, they don't. And so I appreciate that the family wants an investigation. They are going to get that. I don't know that they're going to be satisfied no matter what happens. And that's understandable, right? So I'll be praying for them. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm also hoping that this pastor becomes a little bit more gentler and kinder and hopefully, stops talking about people's mental health in front of large groups of people.
Right. As that could be detrimental. An excellent point to end on. I want to thank you all for this great conversation. We're going to continue watching this one.
The conversation kind of takes a turn, and John Paul says something that I believe will break this case wide open. What is it that he said to you?
Oh, damn. That sucks. Frickin' damn it. Oh, well, we're going to be checking out the Robbie Harvey video now. Subtitle. What the hell? My bad, y'all. I don't know why it was muted. It just does it, I guess.
The conversation kind of takes a turn, and John Paul says something that I believe will break this case wide open. What is it that he said to you?
Who is this lady? I've seen her face before. Is this the lady that John Paul sends these the videos to? Yeah, sorry about that. He comes out, I don't like this guy and his outcomes for the family. Who, this guy? Micah's best friend. Oh, okay. Yes, that's right. Okay. Yes, who was she on? Because we watched that interview. Was it Fitz News? Which one was it? Was it Fitz News? No, she looks the same to me. But we watched a pretty good interview. She, gosh, I think it was like an hour and a half, something like that, maybe. Okay, so she talked to Robbie Harvey.
Conversation kind of takes a turn, and John Paul says something that I believe will break this case wide open. What is it that he said to you?
I've come across some important information about this case that, in my opinion, will change everything. But before we get to that, I need to remind you of a few things because it's important that you remember this. 2 days before the infamous announcement made by Pastor John Paul Miller, he was served with divorce papers and a request for a protection order by his wife, Micah Miller. He received the papers on April 25th, just a little bit past 5 o'clock. And then 2 days later, on April 27th, his wife Micah was dead.
Robeson County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm about to myself, and I just want my family to know where to find me.
At 2:54 p.m. on April 27th, Micah Miller calls 911. A few minutes after hanging up, police say Micah took her own life at Lumber River State Park in North Carolina, just over an hour from where she lives in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Okay, let me just... get to this part, because we know everything else here.
Driving north.
So after church that Sunday, John Paul...
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina.
Just minutes after church ends on April 28th, the day after Micah's death, and the odd announcement announcing that Micah was no longer with us, John Paul Miller calls Charlotte. What you're about to see is probably the most critical piece of information in this story. But before I show that to you, I need you to remember this. Police say Micah Miller purchased a weapon at Dick's Pawn Shop around 12:34 p.m. on the day she died. And then she drove north. About an hour later, she's seen purchasing gas. Remember, driving north.
So after church that Sunday, John Paul makes his announcement saying that Micah has died. And
As soon as he's out of church, he calls you.
Why did he say that? Remember, driving north. Why did he say that? Remember, driving north.
Micah Miller purchased a weapon at Dick's pawn shop around 12:34 p.m. on the day she died. And then she drove north. About an hour later, she's seen purchasing gas. Remember, driving north. So after church that Sunday, John Paul makes his announcement saying that Micah has died. And as soon as he's out of church, he calls you. What was the first thing he said to you?
He said, "Hey, Charlotte, are you surviving?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, I have some more details for you if you want them."
And did you just find it odd that he was calling you, of all people, immediately after church?
Yes. For one, he had already told us in his weird way. But then I just felt like I would not be up on the priority list of people to be reaching out to, especially having already been told.
And I want to clarify, this was before he saw Micah's body, right?
Correct.
So after that, the conversation kind of takes a turn, and John Paul says something that I believe will break this case wide open. What is it that he said to you?
Well, I said, "Yes, sure, I'd like some more details, I suppose." And he said, "Well, she was supposed to go to work, but instead she went and bought a gun and then drove up to Lumberton. I thought she was coming to see you." And he paused there, and I just said, "No, she wasn't."
So John Paul said on the day Micah Miller died that he thought she was coming to see you.
Yep. And it honestly kind of sent a shiver down my spine because it just sounded like he was watching her.
So you believe that moments before Micah died, John Paul Miller was tracking her?
That is how it sounded, the way that he phrased it. And just knowing in the past how there have been trackers involved, and he has had a habit of stalking her. That's what it sounded like to me.
I've been in conversation with Charlotte for well over a week now, and I have asked her if she was asked to sit on the stand and testify to what she has told you. She has said absolutely.
And I pray for you, my enemies. I pray that you come to a place of repentance. I pray that you realize you're not hurting me, you're hurting the kingdom of God. You can't stop us from building a school. You can't stop me from flying and preaching other places. You can't stop us from building on 28 acres. You can talk about me. You can call my church members. You can do whatever you want to do. You're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop me.
We saw the rage in John Paul Miller in a text message after Micah left when he told her that he was armed and ready. We saw the reaction of John Paul Miller in 2017 when his first wife left him.
I thought I was going to see Jesus.
In 1998, John Paul Miller attempted to run over a woman, driving about 100 yards as she held on to his hood. So, was a divorce filing on April 25th enough to send John Paul Miller over the edge? Or was Micah Miller just mentally sick?
So, I want to remind you, like a bunch of people have been reminding me lately, that I'm God's bride first. And even an earthly spouse who's a good spouse, when they know that their bride is being hurt, just imagine what an earthly spouse does. What do you think your heavenly spouse does? when you're the bride of Christ and he sees his bride going through abuse and hurt, what do you think he thinks about that?
And I said, again, no, we didn't. She was not coming to see me yesterday.
What? What the hell? Crazy. That was crazy. Here's a link to that video if you want it. Drop a like. Leave a heart trophy in the comments section. It's a good video. Let me hit the like on that. Been wanting to check that one out for a while. All right, so now we're gonna check out. Hold on, let me just double check, make sure. Let me see if we have anything. My freaking ears itching. Let's see here. I'm just kind of taking a look. Let's see here. That's gonna be a good video. We'll watch that later. Just give me one moment. Okay. All right, we're gonna watch the surveillance stuff because we were checking it. Man, my ear. We were checking it out earlier, and I wanted to. What is this? Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. We Grizzly True Crime. We were watching the surveillance. Well, I wasn't, but everybody was watching the surveillance. And this has it all. Shout out Grizzly True Crime. It's the ring cam surveillance footage, 911 call report. It's got all of it in one video. Shout out to her. She's so awesome. So here's her link. You go sub up over there. And I want to check out some of this footage here because I didn't get to when I was on the road. I just got to hear you guys. I definitely want to check out the grocery and grill footage as well. So let's see here. That's got the 911, the kayaker. You know what? You guys brought up the ring cam, so let's go ahead and go to that first. Let's see.
Robeson County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
Here, let me try and figure out a better way for you guys to see this. Hold on. Is that good? It's like cutting off my head there. Hold on. I'm not sure. It's like 3 in the morning over there. Grace. She has a lock on her bag. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. I'm trying to figure out like the best camera here. That's the fanny pack. That's the fanny pack. Right?
Speaking of necessary endings, your life of sleeping is over. So when I get into this and I start to look at what the scriptures say, I came across this passage, and here it is. You might remember the song by the Birds, turn, turn, turn to everything. There's a season. Speaking of necessary endings, your life of sleeping is over. So when I get into this and I start to look at what the scriptures say, I came across this passage, and here it is. You might remember the song by the Birds, turn, turn, turn to everything. There's a season, turn, turn, turn. I can't sing, but you know the words. Speaking of necessary endings, your life of sleeping is over. So when I get into this and I start to look at what the scriptures say, I came across this passage, and here it is. You might remember the song by the Birds, turn, turn, turn to everything. There's a season. But here's where it's from. It's Ecclesiastes 3. It says, to everything there's a season under heaven for these activities. And it's beginnings, but look at the passage through these eyes. I never had seen it before. The whole passage is about beginnings, but also endings.
Micah's journey that day started at her condo at 2323 Margarita Drive, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And when she left here, she went straight to the Dick's Pawn Shop, which I'm going to show you the footage of now. But from here, what she did was she drove to Dick's Pawn Shop on this, oh, let's not click on that, wait, on this Highway 17 eastward, and she pulled in here. So I'm going to show you that full footage now, uninterrupted, nothing edited out or anything. In the live stream that we did, I had chopped out some of it so that we can actually see Micah. The focus was to see what Micah was doing that day. Now I'm going to put the entire file in as I received it via my Freedom of Information Act request. So that's it over here. So if we wanted to go to street level over here, we can see it like that. Let's see if we can actually drive in. I don't know if I'm driving in the right way. Probably not. Okay, let's go around the corner here. Buckle up because I'm driving. As we always say in the live streams. Okay, so there we go. Now, I don't know why Micah was able to buy a weapon that day, given that she had been in mental institutions before, but apparently they said it's because it would be up to the institute to actually let the, and I forget the term, but like the official gun registry or society know by the system. So there definitely was
really
a failure there, I would say, for her to be able to just walk in here and buy
That's a good
a weapon
point.
and so
Wow.
easily and so
Yeah.
quickly as well. But it's
Wow.
not the clerk's fault.
No.
Okay, just because I know people want to blame
Should have been called in.
innocent people. So it's not the clerk's fault. They were just doing their job, right? But I do think that's something to look into, that they really need to make sure that people who shouldn't be allowed to buy weapons mustn't be able to. Although, would it really have changed the outcome? Would it have? Do you think so? Leave a comment below. So this is where it is, and now you're going to see footage from here. And then I'll show you some map time again after that.
I know the music, right? Oh, I'm probably going to get hit big time. I'm just going to leave it like that. I didn't even think about it. Loop of brain. I'm just going to let it play out. That way I don't miss anything. Yes, I am tired, Grace. A lot of people coming in and out of there. There is the van. What, the cicadas are making you want to go to sleep? Yeah, I'm tired as shit, but I wanted to check out some of this footage here. Yeah, I'm tired as shit. I'm loopy brain. But I wanted to come hang out tonight for a little bit. Go through a couple of those videos. I missed you guys yesterday. So I wanted to hang out a little bit tonight. Before we're going to the protest tomorrow. Excuse me. I'm surprised there's not more surveillance on this. To be honest. I would have thought there would have been more surveillance. So what's the significance of the white van, detective? Oh, I'm not going through the whole thing. I'm just going through a little bit tonight. What's the significance with the white van? White van. Mm. Oh, whoops. Man, there's so much to dig into. Hold on. Let me go to this. I want to check this out. We'll go into this more probably tomorrow night, actually. Probably tomorrow night. Why would you pull through the gas pump? Why wouldn't you just keep going and then turn? So then she goes to leave. She then goes to leave, and then very odd behavior. I had never seen all that. Very odd behavior. All right, y'all. I was gonna go till 10 o'clock Eastern tonight. I'm gonna hop off. I didn't even unpack the car yet. I gotta unpack the car and get ready for bed. So I want to say thank you. We'll see you tomorrow if you're able to. We'll be at the protest, Justice for Micah. And we're gonna dig. I feel like having an extended show tomorrow. I wanna do this. I wanna do this. I wanna look at my map. I wanna go through the invoices. And I wanna go through some of this footage too that we haven't even shared yet. So I wanna say thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please hit the like if you haven't yet. It is the free way. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. If not, we will be back tomorrow evening for you. Peaceful and positive dreams to you all. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Can you let a supervisor know that I have a case report?